How's it going, Principles of Management? Welcome to week number 5. It's great to have you here. Appreciate all the work and effort that you have been putting into the class. We are past midterm. It looks like from our schedule here, we have obviously this week, which we'll be discussing what makes a difference, which is basically, or what is the difference, I should say, the difference between a leader and a manager. I want you to reflect upon your own experiences regarding leadership in management and tell me an example of when you felt like you were leading or you're managing, and what's the difference between the two. Now, not every company is looking for leaders, they're looking for maybe managers. And I want you to look at the difference between these two roles, because when you go apply for a job and they're asking the difference between a leader and a manager, they're really asking you who you are. What are you? Are you a leader? Are you a manager? Are you both? Um, I believe that leaders and managers can be both in one, but there's times where you need to lead and there's times where you need to manage. And what does that mean? So I want you to reflect upon your own experiences with people in management and leadership in your own life. What that looks like and what you do. You know, there was a time where I would say I managed my classes where when I first started as an instructor, and there's some classes that I still feel like I'm managing the class, and then there's times where I feel like I'm leading a class. Team project, which most of you who are in business management will have to do it as a capstone class. I lead the class. I encourage them. I help them, but the class and the groups are self-autonomous. They run on their own. There's no need for me to be managing what they do. I trust that at that point they have reached a level of understanding of business that they can self-evaluate. They can sort of run their own project for the time in the class. Obviously, other classes require a little more management. I have to go in there and grade more and be a part of the conversation and all that stuff. So, but in essence, in business, you will be required to, at certain circumstances and situations, become a leader that people look for direction, for help, for motivation, for encouragement, for a vision. And then there's times where you're going to be managing things where you need a result and you need to follow certain things to get to that result. And you manage that, you handle it in a different perspective. Now, some managers are leaders, but not all managers are leaders. And you're gonna reflect upon this, and you're gonna tell me the stories that you have experienced personally where you saw this play out. That said, last week was midterm week, so you should be able to see an accurate account of where you're at in this class. If you're not doing well, I encourage you to speak to either your success coach or whoever's your advisor. There's certain circumstances where, yes, you will or you might have to drop a course. Now, I will say, I know this class, I've had several people who have faced some challenges during the semester, and I'm very strict, if you may, in regards to what is the no late work or no extensions, and I do that on purpose. One of the reasons why I do that is I don't want to be the judge in regards to who deserves an extension or allowed to do their late work or submit late work. Uh, Everyone has a circumstance. Trust me when I say we all struggle through something during the semester. So I don't want to be the person that says, well, this person lost a loved one. Of course they deserve it, but this person was only injured or had a sickness for a week. So I don't want to be that person. And the class is so large. There's so many moving pieces, so many people that it would be almost impossible to manage that process. So what I do instead is, and also to be fair, this class goes so quickly that if you fall behind a week and then you come back and you say, can you give me that late work? What I used to do was I would allow that to happen, and then the students wouldn't do good for 2 weeks because they were trying to catch up with 4 chapters, 2 discussions, and it was just too much work. So in essence, what I did was I am going to drop, in lieu of giving you extensions or allowing late works, I am going to drop 2 of your assignments and 1 of your Learn Smarts to help alleviate some of that pressure. So if you weren't able to complete your work, then I understand you needed a few days off. I get it. And I don't want to, like I said, be the judge. So if you're doing great, awesome, you're even doing better. But if you had one of those hiccups, this should help move your grade up a little bit and sort of give you that cushion. And I believe that that's being fair to the entire class. And I'm not playing judge on who deserves late work, or not late work, but who deserves extensions or allowed to submit their work late. So I hope that helps you. I'm going to do that adjustment. You don't have to tell me what's your lowest grade. It automatically finds it and drops it. It won't be included into your final grade. So that should help booster your grade a little bit. Other than that, next week is my favorite discussion week because we talk about something that's personal to me. I think it's personal because it's a statement. It's your purpose statement. Why are you in school? Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Sort of like figuring out your why, figuring out your purpose, not necessarily in life, but in this journey of education. And I share with you a video from Dr. Potash, who's no longer with us, but he was a wonderful professor out of Carnegie Mellon, had a great story. I read this book during my tenure in school, and it really motivated me to sort of focus on that. One of the projects that I had during my undergraduate was creating my own obituary, which was extremely hard to do, but sort of create a concept in you. What do you want people to remember you for? What do you want people to say about you when you're no longer here? And it helped me kind of ground me, but also give me vision as to what I want in life. And then also I include in there a video of my acceptance speech in 2019. I was still going through a medical hardship. I was on dialysis. I had been on dialysis at that time. I think it was like 17 years. In total, I spent 19 years on dialysis. In other words, my kidneys weren't functioning. I didn't have kidney function. I had to connect to a machine every day at night, basically to stay alive. My son at the time, he was a baby when this occurred, when I had kidney failure, and he didn't know what it was to see his dad off of a machine until a few years ago when I received a call from New York, and I ended up eventually going to New York for 6 months, living there for 6 months to receive a kidney transplant. Thankfully, by the grace of God, I am doing very well. I feel great. I am strong. I'm healthy, and I'm grateful, and I am honored that I have this opportunity at life. But I tell my story because in 2019, I received the Teacher of the Year Award for the state of Georgia, which is a great honor for anyone in our field. And it's a privilege to have those opportunities. And it's like once in a lifetime situation. And I gave the speech, and it talks about why I got into education, why I am currently a teacher. So I included that for you just so you can get an understanding of who I am and my journey. But I'm excited about this week, of course, to read your stories, get to know you a little deeper, and then next week to see your statements. But then after week 6, we will not have a discussion for the final week, which is week 7, but you will have your final on week 7. So if you don't consider this week, you have 2 weeks left. So technically this week and 2 more weeks, and the semester's over. So it goes that quickly, guys. And that's why I hope you understand my policy. I hope you understand why I do it. I'm not trying to be a tough instructor. I was in your shoes. I was a student going to school with a family and kids. I get it. So I'm not trying to be tough or rough. I'm just trying to be fair. So I hope you understand that. Other than that, the weather's back up. This week's supposed to be feeling great. I'm excited that we finally get out of these cold spells. I hope they don't come back. I'm feeling good. Had my cup of coffee this morning and about to have another one in another hour or so. But I wish you all the very best. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. Look for something that makes you happy today, guys. Put a big smile on your face. Don't forget to hydrate, be nice to people, take care. We will see you next week. Until next week, everyone, take care.